Hey y'all, I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be building a very simple Google Kubernetes Engine application with Python pretty much, also Docker, also some YAML files. I know it's a very complicated topic whenever we talk about Kubernetes, but here you're going to see step by step how to create a very simple application with Kubernetes, Docker, and on Google Cloud as well. So as you can see, I have Google Cloud here in front of me. I also have my Cloud Shell, my terminal. And the first step, what we're going to do, since this is going to take some time, like 4 or 5 minutes. So we're going to start with this. And in the meantime, we're going to create the other files and everything we need. So we're going to create our cluster. So here is the first command, G cloud container clusters create. And we're going to call this cluster Hello World Cluster. And we're going to use the zone US Central 1A and also nodes 3. Now, what is a cluster? Cluster pretty much is a group of nodes. And what are nodes? Nodes are pretty much virtual machines. So one node is one instance or one virtual machine. And okay, so we're going to press enter. Again, as I mentioned, this is going to take like 3, 4, 5 minutes. And pretty much my internet is pretty slow right now. I'm with my mobile phone, my mobile service. I don't have any Wi-Fi. So it's going to be pretty slow right now. But in the meantime, we're just going to open up a new terminal so we can create the files we need, the Python file, also the Docker file, and also the YAML files, everything we're going to need to make our application up and running. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a folder, and let's just call it Hello World. There you go. And we're going to cd into it. Okay. So I'm going to open up my editor right now. So it's going to be a little bit easier for you to see the files we're going to create instead of doing it through the terminal. And let's just wait for it to load so we can start with our Python file. Let's just give it a few more seconds. There you go. This is very slow right now, as you can see. Apologies for that. Okay, hello world. So just click on your folder, and we're going to create our first file, main.py, which is a Python file, as you know. And okay, there you go. Now, as you can see, we're going to use Flask, and also it's going to just return a very simple hello world. Now, the second thing what we're going to do is we're going to create a Docker file, and pretty much this Docker file will create a Docker image. Now, what is a Docker image? Docker image is pretty much like a recipe for running your application. It includes all the necessary ingredients like the code, libraries, settings, configuration, everything what the app needs, so it will work on any computer or any server or on the cloud or any cloud, right? All right, so pretty much this is the Docker file. As you can see here, is the requirements.txt. That's the one we're going to create right now. The programming language Python and our program or Python file, right? So the next step what we're going to do is we're going to create the requirements. Very simple. And here we're going to put in one thing or one framework, which is Flask. We're going to be using Flask for this, right? So just put in Flask, and that's pretty much it. So we created our Python file, our Docker file, and also the requirements.txt. This pretty much tells your Python or your Python application which frameworks or libraries you're going to need so it will be installed. So we're going to go back to our terminal. Now what we're going to do right now is we're going to build the Docker image. So this is the command you have to use, docker build -t. Now here in where it says your project ID, you have to put your project ID, which you can find right here. Okay, so go back. Gonna remove this. It's very slow. My internet is very slow, so that's why I'm doing it very slow so it doesn't pass. Okay, there you go. So that's my project ID. We're gonna press enter right now and bang. So the image has been built. So what we have to do right now, we have to push this Docker image, which is built, we have to push it to our artifacts here on Google Cloud. I will show you where it is in a few seconds. First of all, we're gonna push it. Again, here in your project ID, you have to put your project ID, right? Just remember, if not, it's not gonna work. So again, we're gonna backspace. Oh, I just passed. I passed again. Okay, there you go. And almost there. Oh, gcr.io / there you go. Okay. And again, we're gonna enter. All right, so it says already exists since I already built this project in the past. So probably I forgot to remove it. So what you're going to do right now is you have to go to Artifact Registry, and here you will have your pretty much your Docker files or your Docker images. You're going to click on gcr.io, and here, hello world, this is the one we just built with Docker, or the Docker image pretty much just now, well, pushed to our repository, right? So this is done. It has been pushed to our artifact registry. Now, what we have to do is, okay, looks like our cluster is running as well. As you can see, it's ready to go, which is good. So what we're going to do is we're going to get authorization from this cluster, which is this command, gcloud container clusters get credentials and the name of the cluster and also the zone. And here again, at the end, you have to put your project ID. So again, we're going to remove it. Hope I don't pass. One more. Okay, there you go. Gonna pass in my project ID. Press enter. That's done. I'm just gonna move my image, my profile picture here. Okay. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go back to our editor here. So we're gonna create 2 more files here in our Hello World folder. So the first one is service.yaml. And we also have to create deployment.yaml. Okay, so we're going to start with the deployment.yaml. There you go, deployment.yaml. Okay. All right, so this is deployment.yaml. YAML is used to give instructions to your to the application as well. It will tell the Kubernetes how many replicas you want of your application, and also some specific instructions and configurations. So here in your project ID, again, you have to put your project ID, which you can find right here. Let me do it again. You click on here, and this is your project ID. You copy it, paste it right here, And all right, that's it. Deployment YAML is ready to go. So right now we're going to create our service.yaml file, which is the other one. And again, this one will tell the application or the Kubernetes pretty much what type of load balancer it will use, also which port, and some other configurations. And that's pretty much it. That's done. So as you can see, these are all the files you need to create Kubernetes applications. You need a YAML file, 2 YAML files, and also the Docker file. And of course, also your application file. So we're going to go back to our terminal. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to deploy the files we just created, which is the deployment.yaml and service.yaml file. So this is the command we have to use: kubectl apply -f deployment.yaml. Again, the same command, but for service.yaml: kubectl apply -f service.yaml. And we're going to press enter. And that's pretty much it. So that's it. We're finished here. So what we have to do right now, we're going to do a specific command. So it will give the external IP so we can take a look and see if everything is working. I do recommend, first of all, to use this command get nodes, kubectl get nodes, so you can see all the nodes. Remember, we placed 3 nodes, right? So this is the first node, this is the second node, and this is the third node. As you can see, everything is working. Status is ready, which is great. So right now what we're going to do is get the services. Here we're going to look for the external IP so we can take a look. Okay, there you go. Here's the cluster hello world service, and this is the external IP. So you have to copy it, put it in your browser, and if everything is up and running and works fine, it should return hello world. There you go. And that's pretty much it. So as you can see, Kubernetes is pretty complicated, but you have to do it a few times. So I have pretty much, I will share this Notion guide step by step, right? As you can see, you just have to create a Python file. The second step is create a Docker file. Remember your requirements. Then you have to build your Docker image, push it to the artifact registry, get authorization with the cluster we created, and also create deployment, the YAML file, the second one, the service YAML file, and then you deploy both files here. And what we're going to do right now, since everything is up and running, as you can see, hello world, it's working. Remember, we also have to remove and delete the file, since running Kubernetes, if you forgot to turn it off or delete it, it's very expensive. Remember, it will charge you per hour. So if you leave it on and you forget about it for a few weeks or for 1 month, you will get a bill for like, I don't know, $30, $40, $50, like right away. So for this, we're gonna use this command, kubectl again, delete deployment hello world, and kubectl delete service hello world service. So we're gonna press enter, so everything will be deleted. Let's just give it a few seconds. It's going very slow right now. Let's try. Okay, well, in the meantime, what we can do is we can open a new tab, and we can also, or a new terminal, so we can remove the Kubernetes Engine cluster. Whenever it opens. If not, if this doesn't work, we're going to go to Kubernetes Engine. We're going to click on clusters and we're going to remove it from here. Okay, this one already worked. As you can see, the deployment is, and the deployment.yaml on the service files is deleted. So right now what's left is the cluster engine, or the Kubernetes engine. We have to remove the cluster. So two options, we can use this command, gcloud container clusters delete hello world cluster, or you can also do it right here, hello world cluster, and just click delete. For some reason I have one cluster running. I really don't know which one this is, but good thing is I came here, so I can delete this one as well. But yeah, this is the one you have to delete. This is the one we just built, hello world cluster. So you have two options. You can just use this command or also do it through here. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.